it's Savannah Ogwin from Savannah Land 2. Today I'm going to share how to use your paper Smooches dies to create a wax seal for envelopes. I've been looking at some of the paper Smooches dies and I noticed that they're kind of like a wax sealer. If I flip this over, you can see that they're both made out of metal and they both have an image. The only difference is that I needed to attach a stick to the back of my die. So I went to Home Depot and bought a wooden rod, cut it to about 4 inches, and attached it to my die using hot glue. Here's an example using the Paper Smooches Butterfly 2 die. You can see that I attached it using lots of hot glue. And I also put 2 rods together with tape because this image was a little larger. Now don't worry, this hot glue can be easily removed from your die by peeling it off the back. And then you can use your die through the die cutting machine again. Now there are several ways to make a seal. I'm going to give you a couple of tips and ideas. The first 2 ways are very similar. What you're going to need is an envelope, a lighter, your die, and a wax seal stick. I bought my sticks in the bridal section at the Michaels store. The first way is we're going to use the lighter to heat up the wax. So you're going to hold the lighter button the whole time underneath the wax, and you're just going to rotate the wax so it doesn't burn. You're going to hold it right above the lighter. Now this does take a while. Oops, and sometimes my fingers let go of the button. And you're going to create a pool of wax right over your envelope edge. You're going to want to create a couple layers of wax for your pool so that you get a good impression of your die. When you're finished, blow out your lighter or your stick if it caught on fire like mine did, and let your wax harden for a second or 2. Then you're going to stick your die right down into the wax. And you're going to let it cool before you remove it. Sometimes I like to blow on it to help the process. Notice no wax is on my die, and I've got a really nice image. Now the second way is very similar to this first way. This stick has a wick in it, and you can use that instead of holding your lighter, which is what I prefer because my fingers cannot hold that button down. So you're going to move your wax, rotate it back and forth. Oops, sometimes you gotta relight it. Oh my, now my lighter won't start. Only for the camera, right? Now once it starts melting, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna rotate your wax and continue to create a pool over your envelope edge. Now this is much easier and it goes a little faster because it's heating itself up. And it's easier to control where the wax goes as well. I just have a couple more drops. So again, you're going to blow out your stick. Set it to the side and let your wax cool. Then you're going to stick your die right down into the wax. You're going to let that cool. And remove your die. Oh, that looks really nice. And there you have your image. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell in this video, but this first one I didn't burn the wax at all, but this second one I did. And you can tell because it's kind of marbleized, and that's only because I let my flame hit the wax too much. I have a couple of failed attempts. Here are a couple of images where the flame really burnt the wax. Now, I actually kind of like this look. It's a marbled look, but if that's not what you're going for, make sure when you're holding your lighter or the if you've got the stick on fire, make sure you hold it away from the flame. That way it doesn't burn the wax. Now, there's a third way to create a seal, and I find this is much easier than any of the other two options I've given you. You're going to need an envelope, and then go to the dollar store and buy a wax or candle burner. This is an iron bowl with a tea light underneath, and it heats up the wax on top. So you just break your sticks up, put them in your bowl, and heat it up, and it literally heats up in 5 minutes. I'm going to stir it around, and that's a good consistency. And this process is much easier for when you're doing lots of envelopes, like for an invite or thank yous from a wedding. And so what you're going to do is heat up your wax, take a mini spoon, and spoon out a couple of wax globs. Put it in the center of your envelope, and then push your die down. Now, if you notice, there's a couple of wax strings on there, and that's okay. These wax strings rub off, and it doesn't ruin your image, nor does it ruin your envelope. And then you just let it cool down and remove your image. Now, this process is much faster and much easier. I really like it. Wax seals are really easy to create and are a great way to seal your letters, envelopes, and invites. I've actually been working on this project for a couple of weeks, and I have a few tips to share. You can create a wax seal using a glue gun. All you have to do is go to the store and buy some sealing glue sticks. Now, these are a metallic gold, and what I did was I placed it inside the glue gun, let it heat up, and then created a circle before I stamped my image. It was really simple as well. This would be a great way to do invites. Now, you might notice that this seal is a little blue on this edge, because you can also put crayons through your glue gun. This is a lavender crayon, and I actually did this 2 different ways. I heated it up in the glue gun, and I also used my lighter and let it drip down this way. Now, there are 2 things I want to tell you about this. Be very careful when heating up a crayon. It gets very hot and it can really hurt your skin. And you can also get it on your clothes, which I did twice. You can also create your own color of wax like I did for this pink seal. All I did was I took 2 colors of wax sticks, melted them together, and created this pink color. What if you want to dress up your envelope? Take some divine twine, wrap it around your envelope, tie a knot, and apply your wax and seal. Now the tip for this is if you don't want to see that knot in the center, apply a little bit of extra wax in the center of your envelope. And there are actually lots of Paper Smooches dies that you can use for these seals. I decided that you could use Alpha Whimsy for weddings because you could use the bride's first initial or her new last initial for invites. And I used an S for this one because my name is Savannah. And like I said before, I used the butterflies too for the butterfly. And I also created a heart wax seal by using the Showers new die. This is a brand new die. I just got it in the mail. And the heart was right here. And I removed it and created this heart die. And actually, the baby shower die is perfect for two other images. Look at that little chick and this safety pin. These would be perfect for a baby shower invite. Possibly even this little onesie. So adorable. You could even custom color your invite by mixing colors together for pink and blue and green. That would be really cute. I hope that you will create some of your own wax seals using some of the Paper Smooches dies. Please leave a comment below with a link to your creation or project. I'd love to check it out. Thanks so much for watching.
Your face.